I think it's common knowledge that the SNES is a pretty great console, and a pretty great console with some pretty great games. Unlike the NES, which has some good games for the time, but just did not age well, the SNES has many great games that some people still consider to be the best games in their respective franchises. This was a time when developers started to perfect 2D game design and create experiences not possible on the previous console. I was thinking of making a video of the top 5 games from the 16-bit era, but all the games from the Genesis that I've played are all Sonic games. Also, remember this list is my list, so some of the games you thought should have been on the list won't, because of my preferences or because I haven't played it. With all of that out of the way, let's get to the list. Super Mario World was very fun. That's pretty obvious. The game takes what made the previous Mario games good and expands on them. I like the interconnected world map and the different secrets hidden in the game that will allow you to progress. I love the faster paced gameplay and unique enemy designs. The reason this isn't higher on the list is I find the controls to be a little too slippery for my taste, and overall I find the level design to be very random at times. Great game though. Moving on to number 4. Star Fox 2 is a very ambitious game with controls that make you feel like Star Fox. Anyway, the main reason I put this on the list is the gameplay. So that's kind of obvious. So Star Fox 2 has an interesting thing going on. This game has more strategy-based gameplay because the main goal of the bad guys is to destroy Corneria. Randomly placed planetary bases and attack ships are put throughout the map that send out different things that could attack the planet. The planetary bases send out missiles, and the ships send out even smaller ships. The point of this is to choose what order you'll attack them to prevent the planet from exploding. And the tense part is that all this is happening in real time, so things are happening on the map even when you're in the middle of the battle. And when that meter goes to 100%, there's no going back. You lost the game and you have to start it all over again. I played this so many times because of all the random placements of the things, and every playthrough is a bit different. The reason this isn't higher on the list is because it was really held back by the hardware it was on, and due to the 3D graphics there isn't much room for gameplay variety. Still a great game though. On to number 3. F-Zero is a fast-paced and super fun racing game that, in my opinion, leaves the original Mario Kart in the dust. The game looks amazing, the controls really make you feel like Captain Falcon. Okay, I'll stop. I love the mechanic of filling your health gauge or you will explode. I love the fast pace, and yeah, my one problem is the lack of variety in its courses, but it's an SNES game, so that's forgivable. I love this game. The soundtrack. That's all I need to say. Never in my life did I think a game with a cartoon monkey would be one of my favorite games of all time, but here we are. Special thing about Donkey Kong Country 2 is how it manages to never be frustrating. Okay, except for a few parts, but the point is, through my entire playthrough of Donkey Kong Country 2, I was having fun. Not once was I ever like, let's get this over with. No, I was always enjoying myself. A lot of this comes down to the great controls, lively characters, sometimes flawless level design, and a good level of difficulty progression. And the soundtrack is amazing. It's pretty quiet and soft, but that's what makes it special. It doesn't have to be loud to be insanely catchy. The game is pretty difficult, but it's a refreshing challenge. What game could possibly top this? Well, I'll tell you. Super Metroid is a different kind of game. When I beat this game, it felt earned. Like, when I was at the final boss of Mario or Donkey Kong, I was like, oh, this is the final boss? Wow, already? In a game like Metroid, I was like, yes, finally, the final boss, I did it. Not that the game was harder than some of the other games on the list, but it was the game's focus on exploration that made me feel that way. With the other games, it was like the game did that, and I was along for the ride. But with Super Metroid, it was like, I did that. I did that. Even though the game kind of did, but whatever. The world feels totally realized with the multiple secrets and interconnected paths. I love how you collect different power-ups to unlock areas in the game. The main mechanics feel fully realized and hold up pretty well. I love the atmosphere and the fact that it manages to tell a good story with little to no words. Every enemy design is unique and cool. It's just a really well-made game. And when I finally beat the final boss and had to escape the planet before it exploded, I was satisfied. Now the game isn't perfect, the grapple beam is kind of clunky, some of the secrets were a little too cryptic, and in my opinion, some of the bosses are just kind of mediocre. But I can excuse that because I've played games that don't have any clunky mechanics or bad bosses, but they don't even come close to the experience I had with Super Metroid. And in first place for real is Bomboozle.